Subway cookies. Yum. Hey, I'm Sarah, and this is something I've been thinking about doing for quite a while actually, and I've seen a few different versions of how you make those biscuits you get at Subway. You go to Subway for a nice yummy salady healthy bread roll, but then you've got to have a bicky with it because they are so good. What is it about those Subway bickies that are just so yummy and moreish? I think basically it's lots of sugar. However, I wanted to have a go at creating some of these. Double chocolate cookie that they make, being the dark ones with the white chocolate chips in, love them. And another for just the standard chocolate chip cookies. Now, the recipe for the chocolate chip ones, that's the one that you can pretty much adapt into any of the others. You know, if you want the M&M version, replace the chocolate chips with M&Ms. Same with the white chocolate macadamia. I'm pretty sure, not certain, pretty sure it's the same sort of base cookie dough recipe. So just replace the chocolate chips with white chocolate chips and some chopped up macadamia nuts, and boom, done. I think they do an oaty one as well, I'm not sure. But so who wants oat? We want chocolate, I'm sure. First of all, I'm going to do the normal standard chocolate chip ones. In a bowl, add 115 grams of butter. I'm using margarine for the sake of cost. Hopefully that won't affect it too much. You want it reasonably soft. You want it so you can easily stick your finger in it. So it doesn't have to be completely melted, just nice and soft. As I say, I just had to nuke mine a bit. Then we want half a cup of brown sugar and 1/3 of a cup of white sugar. Now we're going to cream those together really, really well until they're more than incorporated. They want them really, really well mixed for about 3 to 4 minutes. Apparently that is quite important that they do get a good mix together for 3 to 4 minutes. There's actually quite a difference from when I was just mixing. When I'd been mixing for about a minute, I could still actually see all the individual sugar granules in there, if you know what I mean. Now I can't, it's just all looking very velvety and smooth. So I'm guessing that's the results we're after there. So now we're going to mix together, I'm just using an old margarine pot to mix things together and to add in. So 1 egg mixed up with 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Mix them together, but we're not using the mixer. We want to be a bit more gentle from here on in. So just use a spoon, get them well combined. Usually when I get told to sieve ingredients I don't, because I'm naughty, but I'm going to do it this time. So we want to sieve in 1.5 cups of flour. My siev's handle broke off a while back, so I can't really rest it on the... So I just have to look really uncoordinated doing this. I'm sure any regular watchers of my videos will be used to a certain level of lack of coordination. And also 1/4 teaspoon of salt, so I'd classify that as a pinch or a wee shake of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Again, just use the spoon to mix that in. Now to this, we're going to add 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. So there's some of them. I've actually got some smaller dark chocolate chips, but I'm going to use them in the other ones, I think. Okay. No, I'll have to supplement some. Now normally with chocolate chips, I would just buy whatever is absolutely cheapest. You know, buying like the big chocolate drops like that, they're not that cheap. But to be honest, I'm just doing that for the sake of looking fancy on a video. Normally I would just go for go to Pack and Save, get the Pam's brand ones, or I don't know if Bin sell chocolate chips, or sometimes if you work it out by weight, it might work out better even just to chop your own, just to buy some cheap chocolate and chop it up. Alright, so this is a very, very soft mixture. I'm actually going to put these in this mixture in the fridge because I think if I dollop that, it's just going to spread. It's going to spread far and wide. So I'm making an executive decision here while I prepare the other mixture for the double chocolate ones. As I say, if I put it in the fridge for a bit, it's not going to firm up, but it just won't spread as far and wide quite as quickly. Gonna have to look, aren't I? Oh, that's good. Got another bowl. So this will be for the double chocolate ones. I'm going to, again, soft butter that you can easily poke your finger through, 125 grams. 100 grams of brown sugar. 75 grams of white sugar. Again, we want to get the mixes 3 to 4 minutes until really, really well combined. So same again, all mixing from here on in is done with the spoon. These two recipes are very, very similar. I did get them both from 2 different places, hence why one is more measurements like cups and one is more in grams, but just looking at it, they are both very, very similar, aside from this one has some cocoa added and maybe with a bit less flour. I'll work out the measurement. I'm sure I'll put words up anyway. So again, 1 beaten egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, put those in, give it a mix by hand. $150 grams of plain white flour, 40 grams of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and again a 1/4 teaspoon or just a buff of salt, a buff of salt. That's now an official measurement. Mixy mixy. Again, this is like super duper soft. I'm gonna, same as the other stuff, I'm gonna pop it in the fridge for a bit, I think. But not before I add the essential ingredients. 100 grams of white chocolate chips. I wonder if there's something up with my scales. It's saying I've just put in 120 grams, but this packet says 100 grams. I'm doubting my scales now. I'll just put most of them in. I'll just leave it here and I might eat them. This actually surprised me. I didn't realise the double chocolate ones. I didn't realise that either milk or dark, it says semi-sweet. What semi-sweet is that? I think that's sort of in between dark and milk chocolate. But I've got some little dark chocolate chips there. I'm just going to use them. I didn't realise it had dark chocolate chips in it. I just thought it had white chocolate chips and it was just the cookie base that was, you know, chocolate flavoured. I thought that's why it was double, but no, it's actually got 200 grams, it reckons, of milk or semi-sweet chocolate chips in it. Okay, so that's me out. It's only 160 odd, so let's just throw the rest of those white chocolate chips in there, and that actually makes it up perfectly. Doesn't leave me with any to eat, which is upsetting. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to line an oven tray, pop this in the fridge. So to scoop this out, put it in blobs. Apparently The Subway cookies are, what are they, 1.6 ounces each. I'm just going to blob it. Leave a fair gap because they will spread. This dough seems like a much better consistency now it's been in the fridge. So I'm hoping I did good. I feel like this is going to sort of make about 11 of them. But anyway, I'll just put these 9 in the oven. I'll leave that. I might pop that in with the dark chocolate ones. We'll see. So I've preheated the oven. I'm going to. You're ringing me now. Come on, about to put these in the oven. 175 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. That's Clint. Hello. Good. I am just about to put the chocolate chip Subway cookies in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to start prepping the next batch. The 8-minute mark had gone, and I just opened up the oven and had a look. They're getting massive, and I don't just mean spreading out, but they're huge. You could easily make more of them and make them a reasonable size, but anyway, I'll show you them shortly. I actually just put the timer on for an extra 5 minutes because they were nowhere near done. Apparently when you take them out, they will still be soft. But you just need to leave them on the tray for 5 minutes and then put them onto a wire rack or something just to completely cool down. So in the meantime, I am going to start putting the double chocolate ones on a tray. As I say, the chocolate chip ones, they came out way bigger than what I had actually envisaged. But that's okay, no one's going to complain. So I ended up making 11 of the chocolate chip ones and 18, because I made them a bit smaller, of the double choc. Cost-wise, the double chocolate ones came to $6.39. Now at Subway you buy them for $1.50 each. So that is substantially cheaper, unless you buy them in a multi-pack. I think they're then like $1 each. The chocolate chip ones came to $2.18 for the whole batch. So, I mean, they're not the cheapest bickies you can make, but if you're comparing them to Subway, that is so much cheaper. So they are definitely crispy on the outside. They are smooshy in the middle, exactly as I wanted them. Do this thing. That's pretty good.
Yep.
What do you reckon? I think we got the texture bang on.
Oh yeah, it's nice and soft.
Very much like the Subway cookie,
yeah.
Slightly chewy-ish. Yes, those ones are a winner. Again, crunchy on the outside, smushy in the middle. Taste-wise good.
Bit crunchier than the other one, but still really good.
That could just be because I did have to wing it a bit with the oven. Both batches I had to leave them in for a few minutes longer under very close supervision. Not quite as chewy as the other ones. Sort of missing that chewiness, but maybe I had to take
contrast a bit much.
I think the I just had to remove these from the oven a little bit sooner than what I did. Definitely yummy though. Nobody is arguing with that. But these ones, absolutely bang on. Texture and everything. Awesome. Give this a go if you are a fan of the Subway cookies. Absolutely try this out. And it's cheaper than going to Subway. And it's probably just as healthy. I'm not going to say it's healthy in the least. This is not a healthy recipe. Anyway, hit like, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Bye.